Hello, everyone. So right now we have Mr. Anurag with us, who have cleared the NABARD Grade A examination 2025. His story, it is very, very special for some reasons, because a lot of time we all face some difficulties in our life, but we think that because of these difficulties, and we take those difficulties as excuses. But Anurag's story will tell us that despite having a lot of challenges, despite seeing a lot of failures and setbacks, he kept on going, and finally he has reached his destiny. So let us have a look at his story and let us learn from his story to see how we can also do better despite having the challenges and the setbacks in our life. So, hello, Anurag. I welcome you to our success story session.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much.
First of all, many, many congratulations on clearing this exam.
Thank you, ma'am.
Now, I want you to please tell our listeners something about yourself, your journey from beginning till this point.
Okay, ma'am. Hello, everyone. My name is Anurag Gechude. I belongs to the Nagpur district of Maharashtra. I born and brought up in Nagpur only. Initially started my schooling from a long school. Uh, from class 6 to 12, I done my schooling from Jawahar Navodaya Vidyalaya, Nagpur. After that, I pursued a Bachelor's of Science in Physics, Chemistry, and Maths. And after that, I also done Masters in Mathematics from Institute of Science College, Nagpur. Uh, Due to some financial reasons of my family, I started taking tuition classes right after completing my 12th. So I was teaching throughout the my graduation, post graduation, and my preparation journey as well to support my education and also support my family for financial reasons. I was also preparing for competitive exams. My competitive journey was started in 2012 itself because after completing 12th, I was very passionate about defense services, defense exams. So I started preparing for NDA exam after completing my 12th. I gave few attempts but could not clear it. But I continued with my journey. During my graduation as well, I was preparing for defense exams. I gave AFCAT, Air Force Common Admission Test. I cleared it, appeared for SSB interview. Also cleared CDS exams, also appeared for SSB through that. There also I faced the failures, but I did not stop there. Though I finished I reached the age bar in the defense exams, but I started preparing for civil services after completing my graduation and post graduation. In this journey, I gave various exams. Like I can tell you, nearly 50 plus exams I have given throughout this journey, and I faced so many failures. I reached up to mains level, interview level. Like in 2012, I gave a CAPF UPSC interview through CAPF Assistant Commander exam. But I could not find my name in the final list. That was a very big setback for me. And that same year, I also joined Byju's because I wanted to have a good salary to support family, to support education, because I also reached the age where everyone wants a child to support their family as well. That was a very big break in my preparation journey, nearly 1 year break. But then again, I come back to my preparation because I thought I should give a last attempt, a push, and I can achieve something. So in 2012, I left the job. I again started preparing for regulatory body exam like RBI and NABARD. So in 2025, I gave RBI phase 2. There also I faced the failure. In 2023 was my first attempt for NABARD. I reached up to phase 2 level in just 2 months preparation. So I will not say that was a failure because NABARD is a very different exam. I come from mathematics background, science background. I don't have any background in agriculture. So understanding the syllabus, it took me some time. In 2024, I learned from the mistakes that I committed in 2023. My friend who is also serving in NABARD, he also guided me for this attempt, for previous attempt as well. And this year, I make sure that I will not fail or I will not have any doubt in any of the stage. And by God grace and my family's blessing, I cleared this. thanks to EduTap as well for this entire journey. It supported me a lot.
Yeah. So that journey, it was very long and it was very, very difficult. Even listening to it, I felt that how you could have, you could have emotionally survived it for so many years. Like since 2012, your journey is continuing. So it's like almost 12, 13 years. So it is a 12 or 13-year long journey which you have crossed and you have finally reached where you have reached. So in the beginning, you said that there were certain financial problems because of which you had to support your family. You started taking tuitions. Uh, does that happen that at that point of time you felt that why me? Why I have like the other kids, the other boys and girls of my age, they are enjoying, they are watching movies, they are having all the fun activities, and here I am, I have to study also, and I have to take care of my family financially also. So does that thing ever come to your mind?
So being a human, it's very normal to think about these things.
Hmm.
But since childhood, I have been brought up by a single mother, and I
Hmm.
have seen her struggle as well. So I have become familiar with this, and I know that everyone have a problem in their life. Though this
Hmm.
is financial in my case, everyone have a different kind of problems,
Hmm.
and I felt that I was blessed with the kind of qualities that I can teach to students very well, and I utilized, exploited that quality to help students like me, like other, because I was also giving tuitions in my locality to the underprivileged students, though I was teaching in private tuitions as well, because I
Hmm.
knew that education is the only thing that they can, means it can change their life. So I tried my best, though I wanted to serve in at a bigger platform through civil services or through NABARD or other competitive exams by getting into the government sector. But till that time, I tried my best so that in whatever way the knowledge I have gained, I wanted to give it back to the society. So I tried my best. And yes, emotional journey is very tiring. Was very tiring for me. But my family and my friends, they made it smooth. They helped me a lot through emotionally, mentally, and financially as well. So I find myself very blessed. Have such people who supported me in this very long journey, 12 to 13 years journey. I feel very blessed to have such people in my life.
Anurag, here at this point, I would like to take a moment to salute you because despite having the challenges in your own life, you decided to help the underprivileged students. Because most of us, we think that, okay, one day when I will reach at this point, then I will start helping others. I have to reach somewhere to do this particular thing. But you and what you have done, it shows that you don't have to reach to a particular place to bring out a change. Wherever you are, you can make contribution. That contribution can be small, it can be large, but even if you are helping one person with the resources that you have, and those resources need not to be financially, they can be your skills, they can be your knowledge. If you are able to use those resources even today, then you are achieving the goal. Otherwise, if you
Right.
keep on waiting, then even after becoming something, you are not going to do that. If you have that thing, you will utilize it even today. And if you don't have it, you will not utilize it even after reaching a particular point. There are very less chances that you are going to make a difference even later on. So, this is one moment in this interview. I would really like to stop and salute you for what you have done for the society. That's really great. And I hope that you will become a very good NABARD Grade A manager because you have already done so much for the society. Now, coming to the next part, that you have been through this entire journey and then you started preparing for the NABARD grade examination. So, first of all, from where did you came to know about this exam? From where did you get to know that such an exam is conducted? And then, from like, what was your source of inspiration to prepare for this exam? There are so many other exams, and why did you pick up the NABARD?
Yes, ma'am. So I was means previously I was preparing for civil services exam, and I gave a few attempts of it. I could not clear the prelim stage itself. But the knowledge that I've gained during the civil services journey, that
Hmm.
was means uh, it helped me through clearing through appearing for various exams like RBI, NABARD. But in 2022, when I decided to come back into the preparation journey, I decided to give a break to the civil services journey. I wanted a job, a stable job. So my friend suggested me about the regulatory bodies exam like RBI Grade B. So I started with that. In 2022 itself, I gave RBI Grade B. I cleared the phase one, but could not clear the phase two.
Hmm.
And that point of time, I was also working. So in 2022 itself, one of my friend, as I told you, he cleared the NABARD grade exam. And that point of time, I came to know about this exam from himself.
Hmm.
So in 2023, I started preparing for it when the notification came out. But it gave me very little time to understand the syllabus, to understand the demand of the exam. He helped me that what to read, where to read from.
Hmm.
Though in 2 to 3 months' time, it was very difficult for me to complete the whole ARD and ESI to understand it. So I means perform very disastrously in objective part, though my descriptive or English was good because of the civil services preparation. So for 2023, I again revised everything. In 2022, from RBI Grade B itself, I started using the EduTap resources.
Hmm.
For NABARD Grade A also in 2023, I continued with the same resources because of the what will say for anyone for any beginners, the EduTap have made a very detailed syllabus and the topic wise notes. It
Hmm.
helped me. If I did not find anything difficulty in understanding the NABARD, though the ARD was very different for me. So I utilized the whole EduTap syllabus, though it was not possible for me to buy it on myself individually. I buy it with sharing in my with my friend. I used it. I read each and every note of EduTaps like for ARD because it was completely new for me. Revise everything from PIB to for GA, then everything like ESI. Uh, for static, I had a good background because of civil services. But for current, which is very important for this exam, I followed the resources. And also, I utilize the free resources, which is available on YouTube as well. Uh, Various coaching institutes, they take tuition classes and everything. So I utilize those resources as well, along with the EduTab's resources, and it helped me a lot to clear this exam.
Okay, so like out of all the three stages, which stage is you think was the most difficult one for you?
Out of three stages, I think the main stage, phase two stage, was very difficult for me because this year the objective questions they were exactly means very different from entire previous years as well. Though I analyzed the previous year's questions, but this year they changed the pattern, I will say, because the questions was very different. I will not say that most of the like 80% questions, they were not in anyone's uh, resources. Though
Hmm.
not exactly, but if you have read it thoroughly, you can analyze the means you can give or the what it's a guess the answer.
Hmm.
So I will say this year the exam part, phase two part was most of the analytical. Like you cannot find the questions exactly from the resources. That's why I think from this time onwards, the aspirants who are preparing for this exam, they need to understand the syllabus thoroughly. You cannot learn it because by reading it, you need to give nearly 8 to 9 months preparation, a whole year preparation for this NABARD grading because the exam pattern have changed drastically. They have evolved a lot. The sentence wise questions have been asked. So this year, I think I will say the phase two part was very difficult, as you asked.
Okay, and so I want to ask you that in the phase two, like it is getting difficult every year, right? So what will be your suggestion for the students to prepare for the phase two in the best possible manner? How can they go for it?
Ma'am, I will say one cannot prepare for phase two or interview any individual stage individually.
Hmm.
One need to have a coherent preparation, like for phase one, phase two to interview. And for anyone who asks me, I always have said you cannot prepare for individual stages
Hmm.
because if you prepare for a whole exam, then whatever means even though they will change the pattern that particular year, you will have the knowledge. and the skills so that you can able to tackle the any questions that they will ask, like
Hmm.
this year phase two. So my journey was like my strategy was like if for even for phase one I was reading the syllabus, I was reading it as what if they ask in phase two, like what if I'm reading the farming system chapter. So I will read it from phase one point of view, phase two point of view, as well as interview point of view as well. Like I used to do the brainstorming for interview. What if they ask me a question like what type of farming system is like this in your state? So that type of question I used to ask to myself, and I used to prepare answer as well. So for aspirant, I will say that do not prepare for in the particular stage. Prepare for whole exam because if you start believing that you are clearing the phase one, then I think you will definitely clear it. But if you start preparing for phase one itself, then it's very difficult for you because you will have very little time to prepare for phase two. So it will, because same mistake I have committed in 2023. Because initially I started preparing for phase one, then when the result came out, I left with very little time to prepare for phase two. So instead of that, one should prepare for the whole exam coherently.
Okay, so you said that we should prepare both the phase one and phase two simultaneously. Together, we have to prepare it. I want to ask you that when you were reading for one particular chapter, so for example, you were reading the chapter forestry in the ARD. Now, you will the objective part will remain same for the both phase one and phase two. So at that time, how you used to prepare for the descriptive? How will you prepare the forestry for the descriptive part of the phase two simultaneously when you are reading the phase one? How you used to do that?
So here the EduTap's notes come to my rescue because EduTap's have prepared notes for phase one and phase two as well. For phase two, EduTap have a separate descriptive kind of questions material. So
Descriptive
I
model
read all
question and
yeah,
answers.
model question and answers. I read all the model question and answers thrice. I will say sometimes four times as well for the chapters for from which the NABARD have questions every year. I have read those chapters model question and answer repeatedly. So there you will get idea that whether the notes will have everything like phase one, phase two along with it. But the descriptive model and answer, they will give you idea that what part you need to read for phase one, for phase two, and what part you need to skip it. So here I'll say I religiously follow the EduTap's notes.
Now, I want to ask you one thing that do you used to read the newspaper also because you followed the EduTap's material for both the phase one and phase two, but do you used to refer to the newspaper also because a lot of the aspirants they ask this question that do we have to refer to the newspaper, the editorials for the phase two from the phase two perspective?
Yes, ma'am. Actually, because of the civil services preparation, I had this habit of reading newspaper daily. So I regularly read Indian Express and particularly the article sections, the economy part, the article sections, and whatever opinions that they have given in that. And most of the articles regarding the agriculture part, like Ashok Gulati sir, their articles come there
Mm-hmm.
regularly. I used to follow most of the articles which are based on the syllabus, like economic, social issues, and agriculture,
Mm-hmm.
because daily so many articles come in the newspaper. We should to refine itself because reading newspaper thoroughly will take your nearly 2 to 3 years. But if you know the syllabus of the exam and what type of questions have been asked in the exam, then you will know come to know about what part to read and what part to skip. I read it newspaper regularly, and by practicing it, it had become habit that I used to complete it within 1 to 1.5 hour.
Okay, I also want to ask one more thing here. Do you also used to make notes out of those articles or those agriculture related things which you used to read in newspaper?
No, I did not make used to make notes. Just a few fodder points. If I found that the data is given in the newspaper, like some report, like multidimensional poverty report, the article is based on that. So that means those data I used to make a note of that data. Apart from that, I never make a note out of newspaper because PIB sessions that the tuitions are giving, or the current affair materials that we are getting from the various coaching institute, they are already including in that. So
Hmm.
I think wasting our efforts on making notes is
Hmm.
wasting
Hmm.
of. Instead of that,
Hmm.
we can utilize that time on reading the static part.
Yeah. Okay, so we have covered the ARD part in a good enough manner, but still there is one thing which is left, and that is how to remember ARD. Because a lot of the students, and not just ARD, they have this doubt for the current affairs also, that there is so much of the data, there are so many schemes, there is so much of scientific names to remember in the agriculture, especially the students who are not from agriculture background. And since you are also not from agriculture background, I want to ask you that how you used to memorize so much of data which is there.
So here I will say that you need to revise the syllabus again and again
Hmm.
and analyze the questions have been asked in NABARD. Though we find there is so much data in the syllabus and the ARD section or the ESI section, but the data have not been asked these days. The questions have become more analytical because I think it is very difficult for students to remember the data. But for some students, it is very easy to remember the data. And when the pattern will change wholly based on fact based, it will become easier for other students. And NABARD have also realized it, I think.
Hmm.
So yeah, you need to remember data because you can use it in your descriptive answers, or sometimes the agriculture sensors or other part. They can also ask questions in objective part as well. But I also face difficulty in remembering data because coming from mathematics background or science background, I am very familiar understanding concepts. But remember, when it comes to remembering the data, it is very what it's a very difficult part for me. So what I used to do, I used to revise again and again. If I found that this is very important data, I used to note it down on particular note, and I used to revise it daily, or you will say once in a week, if there is enough time for the exam. But as exam comes near, I used to revise it daily. So by revising it, I never faced difficulty in remembering those part. But if someone is very good with remembering, then I don't think it is problem for that.
Okay. So that was very insightful. Now, let us move towards the practicing part. So you have done it. Now, how you used to practice the descriptive writing?
Actually, ma'am, I never practiced on keyboard itself. I used to give more and more tests. Whatever tests have been provided by coaching institutes and previous year questions, I used to write those answers. We had a 3-4 students group who were preparing together, and my friend who is also selected, he used to analyze and check our answers. Used to give inputs. Some of my UPSC friends, they also used to check my answers. So from doing answer writing, like typing, my typing practice was going on simultaneously. But just typing was not a thing. I never did it. I practiced typing just by writing the answers, coaching material answers or the previous year questions answer.
Okay. One more thing I want to ask you here. Were you able to meet the word limit which was required in the examination? So you were you able to
Yeah,
do that?
yeah, I have reached each and every word. Means I have completed 600 word answer and 400
Hmm.
word answer. Completed each and every part. Because this time I had this in my mind that I want to complete it anyhow. Though my typing speed is not that good, in descriptive, I know I have committed some of the spelling mistakes as well, and I was
Hmm.
not able to proofread the answer because I
Mm-hmm.
was able to do only two answers. Other two, I know there were some spelling mistakes as well, but I tried. Initially, I tried to complete the word limit, and I successfully done that.
Okay. So what was your typing speed? How many words you were able to type in a particular minute?
I never checked it, but mostly I think it's 25 word per minute.
Okay, I
25.
think it is more than 25 because we recommend the lowest to be 30 to 40 words per minute. I think it is more than that since you have not checked it. So this is a little bit doubtful, but I think it is more than 40 words per minute.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I was able to reach the each and every answer according to the
Okay.
word.
Okay. And one more thing I want to ask you, like in the answer writing, your focus used to be on the content or finishing the word limit? What was your main focus?
My focus was both. Content is also important as well as word limit. And
Okay.
for that, one need to what is a brainstorm a lot.
Hmm.
That if you're thinking as well as typing should go simultaneously. You cannot, because I had this, as I told you, my typing speed is not good.
Hmm.
My friend used to recommend me that we should take, or coaching institute teachers also recommend that we should take 3 to 4 minutes initially
Hmm.
to clean the answer after reading the
Hmm.
question.
Hmm. Hmm.
But I tried it during the practice, but I found that after doing that, I was not able to reach the word limit. So I stopped doing it, and I start practicing what it say, making the answer in my mind and along with typing it. So I means I'll say that I practiced it very well, and I was able to do it, perform it in the exam as well.
Hmm. So here the role of practice, it becomes very very important, because
Yes.
otherwise if you would not have prepared, then you would have definitely taken those 3 to 5 minutes in first framing the answer and then typing it. But since you have practiced a lot, you were able to frame the answers just like that and type simultaneously.
Yes, means those who have a good typing practice, they can do that.
Hmm.
Because many of my friends, they have also, they used to frame answer initially and then used to type. They have also reached up to, not exactly up to word limit, but mostly 80 to 90%. But as
Hmm.
my typing speed was not that good, so I means I my for myself, I never utilized that time for framing the answer.
Yeah. Your this practice thing reminds me of one proverb कि जो अमन में पसीना बहाते हैं वो जंग में खून नहीं बहाते. So
Exactly.
since
But
you
I have practiced a lot. I'll say this for this attempt. I means as I told you, I've already turned 30 this year. I did not want to left any stone unturned. That any particular stage, I did not want to have a doubt that I will not clear this time. So I have
hmm,
practiced a lot, each and every part, objective, descriptive, each and everything. So if and the competition is very tough. It is
hmm,
getting tougher every year because the vacancies are decreasing and the competitors are increasing. So if we want to means sell through this competition, then we need the hard work is the only key, I will say.
yeah, absolutely correct. Absolutely. Now, we have discussed in detail about the descriptive paper. I think most of the students who ask us this doubt regarding the descriptive paper, they would have gotten their answers from this discussion. I want to ask how you used to prepare the current affairs.
Ma'am, for current affair, I simply followed the EduTap's material and most of the videos, marathon sessions that the sir used to take. Sir, ma'am, most of the other coaching classes, they also used to take marathon sessions.
Hmm.
If you have regularly watched PIB videos, so at the end when the marathon sessions are taken, that will be kind of revision session for you, for yourself,
Hmm.
for you, and when you were able to recall everything, it will give you confidence that you are already prepared. So I never prepared notes for that. I simply followed the coaching material institute resources, and at the end I used to revise it again and again because I never what it say give efforts for making notes.
Okay, just one thing I want to interrupt in between. Sorry, that you can take name of any coaching institute or any channel which you have followed. It is not necessary that since this interview is happening on EduTap's platform, so you have to take only EduTap's name. You can take whichever resources you have utilized. You are free and you can honestly take the names. No issues here. Okay, so now please tell us that what marathon sessions and how you have utilized those marathon sessions.
So, ma'am, I mostly followed EduTap's marathon session. The ma'am, uh,
Shamli
Navneet
ma'am.
Shamli ma'am, I've watched all of her ARD sessions,
Hmm.
and it helped me a lot because I used to read the EduTap material, but by watching the videos, because reading, if continuously reading was not possible, anyone can get tired because, of reading. So I used to take breaks in between, and after reading for 1 or 2 hours, I used to take break, and within that break, I used to watch the videos, and that was kind of revision session for me. Whatever I have read for 1 or 2 hours on the same content, if there is a video available or made by EduTap or any other coaching institute, I simply used to type in on YouTube, and whatever videos used to, because the logarithm was also set accordingly.
Hmm.
So I used to watch those videos in between. Most of the time, what used to happen, by sitting regularly, I used to get tired. So I used to take a long walk by keeping getting headphones in my ears and used to listen to those videos. So that was a revision session for me, reading along with that listening to videos. So this way, I prepared my current affairs, the marathon sessions along with the material that I have read. Because the revision was very necessary. Whatever material I have read initially at the end point of time, because just because before the exam, the revision was very much important, and reading each and every part before the exam was not possible. So marathon session brings us the whatever important part from that material. So that
Hmm.
helps me a lot. I watched all the marathon sessions from various platforms like Crack Ready, EduTabs, and whatever the platforms that have provided the marathon sessions. I have watched all of them.
Okay, all right. So we have talked a lot about the strategy which you have followed. Now I want to ask you one more thing here. Time and again, you have mentioned that your friends helped you a lot. They provided you the mentorship. They helped you a lot. So, because in the preparation time, most of the students they have this idea in their mind that if you are preparing, you should disconnect with your friends. You should not have a social life. So, how your friends helped, and what will you say about having friends and having a social life while preparing?
Yeah, I will say that disconnection is also important. Uh, are you there?
Yes, yes, I'm here.
So I think disconnection is also important for particular time. Like for nearly 3 months, I was, as I already told you, I stayed at my friend's place. It is very far from my hometown, Nagpur. I stayed at Ranchi, and there I was completely disconnected from the personal interaction with my friends. Even after that, I used to talk to them on mobile phone, and as my friend was there, he guided me a lot. Daily at the evening when he come back from used to come back from office, he used to take a follow up, that whatever I have read, what things important, whatever doubt that I have faced, if I'm doing any mistakes in my preparation, he used to take the follow up regularly. And among that, I'll not say that I missed out on any social events, because there we used to I used to do a regular exercise, used to do regular gymming as well, talking with my friends, to my family on mobile phone, because continuously having or reading this in being in the same loop, it is very
Hmm.
tiring for anyone.
Hmm.
After a particular point of time, you will feel that tiredness, and
Hmm.
you will lose interest in that as well. So I think having a social connection is very much important. All of my friends nearly, they are employed, they are working in a very good institutions. So they always supported me mentally, emotionally, and financially as well. That's very important, because for particular part of time, I had left my job, so they supported me financially. So I'll say, if you are preparing in the competitive exams, for competitive exams, then have connection, have friends, have a well wisher in your life, because we everyone as a human being, we feel that tiredness. We need that emotional support from, whether
Hmm.
it is from family or friends. So you should having completely disconnect from the social life. I'll say it never worked for me. It can work for anyone else, but no, I was not completely disconnected from. Yeah, I was disconnected from social media. I'll honestly say this.
Okay. So basically, the moral of the story is that have friends, but have good quality friends who are supporting you, motivating you, mentoring you in your preparation.
I'll say the circle in which you are living or having a conversation with, that affects a lot, because as I already told you, all of my friends are working in government institutions. They are working in very good reputed institutions. So that also motivated me to left my private sector job and come back to my preparation again. And they also means that was kind of motivation for me. So having a good circle is very important.
Yeah.
Though there can be friends who are not working in that good
Hmm.
government institutions or reputed institutions, but if they are well wisher and they are supporting you in your journey,
Hmm.
having them in your life is very important.
Correct. You are some of the five people you spend your time with.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so now let's talk about your interview preparation. So, how you prepared for the interview? What was your strategy there?
Actually, ma'am, this year I have faced nearly 4 to 5 interviews. And before that, as I was working in coaching institutes. I had applied for various private sector jobs. So in corporate also, I have faced a lot of interviews. I have also faced UPSC interviews, interview through CAP position. So there was not a kind of fear factor among me.
Hmm. Hmm.
But and I was thorough with the HR questions, the questions based on my educational background or the cities. The
Hmm.
main, I will say, area where I worked a lot is the technical part. The questions regarding NABARD,
Hmm.
their work, the departments, and the various projects that are going on regarding the NABARD. So there I worked a lot. And this year, nearly we get nearly 2 months, but for interview preparation after the results came out.
Hmm.
I did not utilize the whole 2 months because we have this kind of thing in our mind that till the dates are not come out, we I was not that much 100% sure about preparing for interview.
Hmm.
Uh, Throughout this time, I was very much reading about the NABARD uh, website, its resources available on their website, the
Hmm.
annual report. My friend also gave me some of the resources available to him. So I read everything. And the coaching is, I also started giving mock interviews. Like
Hmm.
initially, I gave, though my preparation was not full for the regarding the interview, but I started giving interviews because that I was like, how means I want to judge myself that even after I'm not preparing, how I will perform in the interview. What if
Hmm.
they ask me a question which are not, which I have never read about? So
Hmm.
I also wanted to be is ready for the spontaneous questions. So I started giving interviews right after the results came out and the interview started by the various coaching institutes. I gave nearly 5 to 6 mocks. They gave me a very good insight about my
Hmm.
preparation. I worked on
Hmm.
those lessons, and
Hmm.
most of the thing that coaching institute told me about that the technical part should be strong because as you are entering into an NABARD, so they expect you and they expect from you that you should be well aware about the organization that you want to become a part of. Apart from that, your HR questions should be very strong. So I'll say for whole interview journey, the DAF detailed application form that you will fill, that should be your guiding light.
Hmm.
If you prepare on each and every word from where the question can be prepared, if you prepare on that and be 100% sure about that, then I think your means 90% part is already done, and the left uh, 10% is your communication, how you are communicating with the interviewer, your facial expression, and your calm and composedness. For that, I regularly used to meditate in the morning. Used to have this kind of manifestation that what if I'm sitting in the interview and how the question will ask me and
Hmm.
how I will come out of the interview with a very smiling face that I have done a very good, perform very good in the interview. I think the manifestation really works. So for that, I used to meditate regularly.
Okay. So, your on the day of your actual interview, how did it actually went? What were the
Ma'am,
kind of questions that were asked to you?
it went really well, and I want to make sure means I want to tell you this that whatever questions that I have prepared and I have what it say means guessed that they can ask from my DAF. Most of the 99% question they ask from the same questions, and I was already prepared for those questions. So this, I will say, my experience helped me a lot because before that I have faced, as I told you, 3 to 4 interviews, and I failed in those interviews. But from those failures, I learned that where the interviewer can go up to, they can reach up to what deeper they can dig up to, and that's according to that what preparation that you need to make. So
Hmm.
they ask questions regarding start from the Byju's that I worked because that was a highlighting part in my DAP.
Hmm.
Uh,
Hmm.
Education that because there was a very long gap between means in 2018 I completed my masters, and this in 2025 I was appearing for interview. So I had to justify the gap that was there. But as I already told you, I was working as a and teaching, so I justified it properly.
Hmm.
Then they also asked me about why you want to join NABARD, because uh, they asked me like, you coming from science background, then masters in mathematics, and directly turn towards the NABARD, which is agriculture sector line. So for that also I had prepared the answer, because simply I wanted to work for the women empowerment. And as I also told them that I have been brought up by a single mother, so I wanted to work for the women empowerment. That was main
Hmm.
motivation for me. They also asked a question from NABARD, the chairman ma'am. They asked question from NABARD that what work that NABARD is doing for women empowerment, because that was related with my answer. So that answer, I answered it very well. So, and also the final question was like, as you are teaching, as I am working working as a teacher, that what work that you have done for spreading the financial literacy among the students, among the community. So
Hmm.
most of these questions revolve around my DAF only, though the questions were from NABARD as well, but those questions were also based on my answers and the my detailed application form. So these questions I had already guessed during my interview preparation, and I had already brainstormed among on these questions and had prepared a few of the points. So because of this, my interview went really well, and when I come out of the interview hall, I had a very big smile on my face that yeah, whatever I means hard work that I put in, everything came out at the right point of time.
Okay. So now, when you have finally cleared, what was your mother's reaction? Because since she has brought up you with so many struggles, so much of hard work, what was her reaction?
Yeah. Actually, my mom was not at home. She went on one of the tour, but I already told her when last year I failed in phase two, that I promised her that I will clear this exam next year anyhow. So I was kind of sure when I look at my main score and interview answers. So I was kind of 90% sure that I'm going to clear this. I will be in the list. But when the result came out, and I told her on the phone call that yeah, I have made it. She was dancing. Yeah, she told me like she's dancing. So yeah, means I cannot express that the feeling that she had. And
Yes, of course.
she was at that point of time she was in the Mount Abu, Brahma Kumari Center. She is connected with that. So she was dancing in the hall, and everyone was asking her that why you are dancing. So she told each and everyone that this happened. So she was very happy, I'll say, and each and everyone, my friends, family, everyone was very happy.
Or like seeing your mother dancing on your success, I think you just forgot that pain of 12 years. Everything paid off.
Yes, yes, everything paid off, and whatever hard work that I put in, whatever time I invested in this preparation, I thought it was worth it.
Yeah. Now, see, although this interview is going really fine, really interesting, but we have to wrap it up. So, as the parting words, if you have to say something to our future aspirants, what those lines would be?
My lines would be, ma'am, have a good friends, family, person in your life who wants to see you succeed in your life. Whatever hard work that you are putting in, I think one day everything will matter. Everything will make worth. Though success take for someone, uh, it take a very short time. For someone, it take very longer time. But
Hmm.
if you are consistent, if you are working very hard for that, in one or other format you will get succeed. That I started for civil services, but I get succeed in NABARD, though I will continue my journey with for civil services if time allow me. But I think your knowledge will come to your rescue in one or other exam. So don't what it say doubt on your knowledge or your preparation. Be confident about your preparation and go on this journey if you really want to succeed in the exam and if you want to achieve something.
Okay. So that was very insightful. And I think this must have helped a lot of our listeners. So thank you, Anurag. Thank you so much for sharing your journey, your success with us. And we are really very happy for you. And I wish you all the very best for your future endeavors. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, ma'am. And I'm really very thankful to EduTap. Since the journey started from 2022, EduTap's material for each and every exam, like RBI Grade B, NABARD, I also appeared for SEBI Grade A as well. And that was very different for me, reading, accounting, costing, everything. Means now, EduTap's material was the guiding light for me. And I'm honestly saying this not just because I'm giving EduTap interview, because it helped me a lot in this journey. So thank you so much. Thank you so much to EduTap and the whole community, each and every teacher, Navjot sir, the Shamli ma'am, and the, everyone,
Gurkirat, sir.
Navjot sir, who used to
Yeah,
take the long marathon sessions. I'm very thankful to each and everyone. Thank you so much, ma'am.
it's our pleasure. And thank you so much for giving us your time.
Thank you.
Okay.